Hey guys, it's Hollywood Studios here, and we are back with yet another drone update, the final one more than likely, before the park opens for the 2024 season on March 16th. Of course, like I said in all of these videos, the drone never flew directly over Great Adventure's private property. We always stayed over the lake and did not impede on their property. But with that being said, let's get into the update. Like the past ones, there's going to be music playing in the background with the voiceover popping in for all the important segments. So, of course, the main reason I went and flew the drone was because, of course, Flash's track has been delivered, and as you'll see very shortly, there is more than they originally showed, which is really exciting. I'm going to take a closer look at those pieces once we get over there, but for now, enjoy the music while we fly over there. So we can see our first look at the Flash track, but before we really go ahead and take a deep dive on the track segments, I am going to pan around to the left just to see if there was anything else I missed, because you will see that there are no support pieces near the track segments, which I thought was pretty surprising. I figured they would have delivered supports before the track, but regardless, take a swing around, nothing really new over on the employee side of the parking lot. But as we turn back around, we get to get a great look at the new track for Flash. So now taking a closer look at the track, we can see they have two piles of track essentially, which are separated, and that's because in the bottom left we can see that these track segments are shaped a little differently. In my opinion, this looks like these are segments for the Immelman/stall element. That's the first element you hit out of the station. You can tell by the banking and heartlining of these track segments that they're not as tight as something like the 0G roll would be, and there's only two inversions on the track layout. And that non-inverting dive loop doesn't really have elements or track pieces that really match the heart lining of these right here. You can see there are three of them down there, and they are kept separate, of course, because they are for a completely different part of the ride than the other set of track segments, which are up in the top right. What I do find interesting is that they have the ones for the stall/Immelman pretty much right next to Nitro's first drop, which is a little weird. I figured they would keep them a little further back in the backstage area, but there's probably going to be quite a few track segments coming in. As we know from that previous shipment, there's definitely going to be more than this, so I'd imagine more will be delivered as time goes on. But again, taking a look at that right side track segments, all of those to me look like they're for the 0G roll and the final spike. Not all the spike pieces are there, but you can see that top piece on the left-hand side does have a little segment where the track gets thinner. And if you know from looking at Cloud Shuttle, which is the clone of Flash, on the spikes, the track segments are much thinner. They don't have as thick of a spine. They pretty much have no spine because they're attached to that support column. That is for the spike. So you can see that one right there. And it looks like two other ones that are relatively straight as well without much banking. Then on the other side, you can see either two or three segments. It's a little hard to tell, that are definitely for the 0G roll. You can tell by the heart lining, by how fast they're rotating, that they are definitely meant for the 0G roll. So really exciting to see there. I am really surprised, like I said, that there are no support pieces. I thought for sure they would have delivered support pieces before the track, but hey, I'm really excited to see more progress for Flash. I'd imagine it'll probably open on time, whether that's Memorial Day, before July 4th, we really don't know, but I'm really excited to watch the progress of this coaster. As we pan around through the park, you will notice a lot of cars moving around. You'll even see Skyscreamer testing later on. That's because training is in full swing for the 2024 season. They're working to get as much as they can ready for opening day. As I've emphasized in videos past, look at opening day on March 16th as more of a soft opening. Expect quite a few attractions to not be ready, and I think that's fair because at this point, the park has never opened this early, at least in my memory, for the season. So this is a really unprecedented thing to see and something really special to see for the 50th anniversary. But now we are looking at the Flash construction site, and the last drone update really was not that long ago, so there's not going to be too much change, but we can see that there are some more footers, specifically on the footers that are already there. It looks like there's some protrusions that are going to be for each individual support, so it seems like they poured a big concrete slab and then they're going to have each footer go into it at a different spot individually, which I think is pretty interesting. You can see some more land clearing that's been done behind Cyborg. You can see a dirt pile pretty much right behind Cyborg's entrance, It's very hard to tell if there have been more footers set in place back there, but again, really exciting progress here at Flash, and we'll get to see even more once we get to opening day. Here we can also get a great view of the new Dream Street walkway, which looks absolutely phenomenal from the air. You can see all that fresh concrete. It doesn't look like any bricks have been laid quite yet. There is a patch in the middle that looks like it could be bricks, but again, very hard to tell from the air. We did see a ground update from the company that's working on the pathway just a few days ago, and it's looking great, and it looks really good up here, especially with Skyscreamer running alongside it, which you'll see throughout the video. Really great progress over at Dream Street. And as I swing around past Nitro, here's another view of all those Flash track segments. Again, really exciting to see, and you can see that in the bottom left there are indeed 3 track segments, 3 up top and 3 next to them, so a total of 9 sections it looks like. So really great delivery there this past Thursday. Something else that you can just barely notice is it looks like Main Street Market, which is the center shop on Main Street, is getting some work done, possibly a renovation. You can tell that the front of the building is a completely different color now, and you can just tell it looks like there's a lot of work being done, so we're definitely going to have to check that out on opening day. I wouldn't be surprised at all if some of those shops up front are renovated for the 50th anniversary to have some new merch, because from what I understand, the park is going all out with the merch game for 2024, so it's going to be really exciting to see all the updates being done up there as well. Here's another angle as we see Skyscreamer running behind of Flash's groundwork. You can see tons of land clearing like I mentioned earlier. Great to see the progress. Now the footage is going to start to pan out a little bit, and I do want to address the elephant in the room, which is the parachute tower. From what I understand, they may not be removing it by opening day. I know we reported in the past that it probably would be done by opening day, but it is still standing now, and I really don't see them taking it down before opening day, so I'd imagine they're probably going to keep it up. And something else I do want to mention that you can't see in this video, of course, but when I was driving past Great Adventure's main entrance on 537, I noticed the last drone update that they were doing something right next to the marquee sign. It looked like they were putting poles in the ground, and that wound up being the case as there is now a new gate in front of Great Adventure's entrance to block cars off from entering. It's bright yellow. Unfortunately, I couldn't grab a picture of it since I was driving, but just take my word for it, it is there. But with that being said, we're going to pan out and end off this final off-season drone update. I say final tentatively, we don't know for sure, but I'd imagine this will probably be it for the 2023 to 2024 off-season. I want to thank you all for watching the past 3 drone updates. It was really fun to make these and take a look at what goes on in the park when it's not open and when we're not able to access it. Of course, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye, guys.